for some stupid mistake. Okay? And one other thing, this ribbon's right here for Glenna Evans. Let's not forget her, ever. We will never forget her. Okay? Safety first, boys.
Race is ready? Go!
Many years ago when these boards were first being developed and used, they were being used by guys, you know, 20 to 22 years old. They were making them in their garage and they were using them to push to school and on college campus and things like that. These boards were never intended for 13-year-old kids to get on and just think they can fly down a hill going 80 kilometers an hour. Common sense, and believe me, you know, the car has the right of way. You're not going to win against a car if you're on a longboard and you think you can cut someone off or do something. Another thing I'd like to say is that parents have to maybe play more of an active role in with their kids and some of these things that they're getting organized with. If you're a parent and you go in and you buy a $250 longboard for your kid and go, here you go, Johnny, off you go, have fun. Well, you know, I mean, you might as well just go buy them a street bike that does, you know, 300 kilometers an hour. It's the same thing. They're a tool that has to be used accordingly. And as a parent, you can't just give something like that to your 13-year-old kid and expect them to be fine. Especially if you don't make them wear a helmet. I have a 17-year-old son who's been skating for a few years now, and believe me, I cringe in fear when we go out sometimes and skate. I'm very nervous, I'm apprehensive, because ultimately I'm a parent and I don't want to see my child get hurt. But in a sense too, we kind of know the inherent risks, but we are careful. And this is what I was mentioning earlier, being careful. Don't skate beyond your ability. And as a parent, you have to have some hands-on. You got to know what your kids are doing. You got to go and watch. You got to go and see. You know, I mean, that's just the way it is. You can't just get your kids a skateboard and send them out the door. So you're getting more and more kids, younger kids, riding these things. And yeah, there's been some accidents with kids. And some of them are pretty bad. But also, too, I want to point out, again, that sometimes, you know, we're talking about young kids. And these young kids are like 13, 14, 15 years old. They don't have a driver's license. They are very unfamiliar with the perspective of a car and a person driving a car. And now I'm not saying there's a lack of respect. There's just a lack of understanding or knowledge because of their age and being young and inexperienced in some aspects of life. And so here you have these kids getting hurt on longboards. So what a lot of guys are doing now, their peers, like older guys. I mean, I'm pretty old, but I mean, when I refer to older guys, I'm talking about the guys in their mid-30s who have been skating for a long time. They're professional downhill longboarders. And they get together with younger kids and they have training sessions. This happens in Vancouver. This happens here in the valley. They'll get a road where it's got a bit of a hill, is barely used, and you know, sure, they'll get out there and spot corners, but spotting corners has been something that we've always done. But now we're just a little more serious about it because we're seeing what's happening out there. So the big thing is if other drivers and people in the community can just sort of also too slow down a little bit, these accidents, these tragic accidents, are going to stop, and so it's just public awareness, teaching the younger generations of longboarder kids a better understanding of how the road is and how people are in cars. That's the big thing, and respect that. So we'll see accidents stop, and go and learn from people who know how to use these things, and you will learn good safety techniques, and you'll enjoy your longboard for years to come. I mean, I'm going to be 50 in January. I've been skating now for 9-10 years, something like that, and I love it, and I won't stop. You know, but common sense when you're on the road and with your buddies, spotting cars, being safe, having a good repertoire with people in the local community where you're skating. You know, take the time, talk to people, help them out if they need it, you know, and because that's what it's all about.